Alright, hey everyone. Welcome to the intro to Git and GitHub. To everyone that attended in person, apologies for the technical difficulties. I'll put down a marker as to where to skip to. But yeah, feel free to watch the whole thing again if you want. But anyways, yeah, let's just jump into it. So hey guys, I'm Jackie. I'm in my third year of computer science. If you don't know me already, you probably may have seen me in the Discords. I'm the Ape Together Strong guy. Yeah, you can add me on Discord if you have any questions or anything throughout the video. And then, yeah, fun fact about me is that I've been to over 20 hackathons, and I think I've probably submitted maybe 10 projects. Um, so yeah, I've come a long way from probably starting off similar to like you guys. Yeah, and also I'm part of Western AI in HKSA. So if you ever see me on campus or I don't know if you're at any of these clubs, feel free to say hi to me. Okay, anyways, let's just jump into what is Git. So I'm sure if you've probably heard of Git, you probably think of like GitHub, right? But and yeah, usually they do pair together, but Git and GitHub are two completely different things. So essentially, what Git is a like more of a project or like more of a code management tool, versus GitHub is more of a storage for I guess code of these code managements. So yeah, so Git is completely a separate thing. You can kind of think of it like a little Amazon parcel, where it just stores your code, versus GitHub is kind of like the Amazon headquarters where it holds all the code. Um, but yeah, so GitHub and Git are two different things, and what GitHub is it's a remote repository, right? So kind of like Google Drive for programmers, or maybe even Microsoft, what's it called, SharePoint, right? So it's just or OneDrive. So it's just where things are stored on the cloud for your code, and yeah, almost everything on GitHub is completely open source, or most of it is open source. Um, so yeah, you can like go on there and look at other people's projects and check them out yourself. But yeah, anyways, so some other alternatives to these remote repositories are GitLab and Bitbucket. If you're in CS 2 to 12, or if you're going to be taking 2 to 12, you're probably familiar with Bitbucket, and that's where code is stored for like your project management, and that's part of the Atlassian project management tools. Yeah, so it's kind of like its own ecosystem for project development. But anyways, back to what Git is. Yeah, so like I said, Git is like a parcel, and GitHub. Sorry, I didn't write that out properly. But a GitHub is like the warehouse, right? And basically, how things work is that you have all these versions of your project as a Git, right? And these versions are called branches, and these branches kind of sit on their own. And then you have your remote, which is a singular, I guess, branch, right? That sits on the cloud, and it could be on any remote repository. And so in this case, in this tutorial, it's going to be GitHub. But yeah, so yeah, in your local, there's going to be many branches that you're going to make, or there could be many branches that you make. And branches are super useful because when you're testing out your code and you're doing something that may break up your entire code, or may just testing something out experimental, um, it's good to have separate in a different branch so it doesn't break your entire code. And also it's good to keep track of like when you make big updates or make any updates, just to see your progression on your code, or if anything you need to go back to. And let's hop on to GitHub actually. So yeah, on GitHub, there are a bunch of branches, and branches are super helpful. Also, when you're working with other people. So for example, I just went into this random repo called Everyone Can Use English. It's in Chinese. I have no idea what it is, but if you open the branches, right, you can see that it's made by multiple people. So there's this guy, Zhao Lai, and it looks like a bot here. But yeah, so there's many different branches that can be used, and sometimes these branches are used for like different parts of the project. So it looks like this one may be used for Electron, which is like a desktop app, and then this looks like React, which may be a web version of whatever this project is. Yeah, I have no clue what it is, but you can see that it helps separate out your code in different ways. And I think for hackathons, if you check out my own repo, you can see that let's see which one I think. Okay, I can show this one. You can see that there's multiple branches that people work on. So here are some of my teammates' code. So here's the main, there's me, and then my other teammates. Yeah, shout out to the team here. Okay, anyways, also another thing you can do on GitHub is a fork. And fork is basically just stealing a piece of code and claiming it as yours. Well, actually, yeah, basically, it was just like kind of like copying like a entire repository. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's basically what Git and GitHub is. If you want to learn more about it, feel free to search it up online. I think as you follow on the tutorial, you kind of get a better understanding of how it works. But yeah, that was just like my simple explanation. So the prerequisites. So to getting through this tutorial, you're going to need a GitHub account and Git installed. If you don't have a GitHub account, go to github.com/signup. I believe it'll be in the description below. And then if you don't have Git installed, you do git.scm.com. And again, for Mac and Unix users, I believe it's not installed on your computer already. I think it is installed on your computer already, but it's I think for Windows users, it's not installed. And if you're not sure if you have Git installed on your computer, you can open up on your terminal, and you can just do Git, and it'll probably give you something like a message like that, or you can do git -- version. Sorry, my terminal's a bit small. Let me make it bigger. Yeah, so you can do git -- version. You can see what version you're on here. But yeah, so if you haven't done that, I'll give you a moment and get it set up, and yeah, and you can resume the video. All right, so continuing on setting up your Git, we're going to need to set up your username and your email. So to set up the username, we're going to be, sorry, let me open up two versions on my terminal. So yeah, I'm on Windows, so I have like the default Windows terminal. So yeah, here I have PowerShell, and then I'm going to open up another terminal, which is Unix based. I know many of you guys are probably on MacBooks, so yeah, this is the one that I'd follow. Okay. And if you're not familiar about how operating systems work, Mac is built on Unix, which is a completely different type of, type of system versus Windows. Yeah, you can see like commands are very similar, but they do different things. So here I type out ls, which stands for, I think, list system. I actually don't remember what it stands for, but yeah, you can see that it's completely different. Okay, anyway, so yeah, now I have my terminal set up, right? I can go check the Git version if you haven't already, right? And I'm on 2.34 and 2.33. I think as long as you're somewhat, I think your system is probably already like somewhat up to date. As long as you're like in around 2 and above, I think you should be good. But yeah, so let's get to configuration. So to configure your GitHub, right, or sorry, your Git, you probably don't have anything set up. It'll probably be blank. For me, I do have some things set up, just because I did this tutorial earlier. So yeah, if you don't see these, not to worry. You can set up here yourself. So you can do git config global. Be sure to have global user.name, and then quotations, your name. You can do first name, last name. You don't have to do first name, last name. You can just do like first name itself. And then you can see, yeah, my name here. And then if you're also wondering how I'm able to go through the command so fast, it's just the up and down arrow, if you're not familiar with CLIs. Okay, so then now we got our name going. We're going to be doing the email. So I'm just going to press the up arrow, and I'm going to change some of the text. I'm going to change it to my email that I already have included, but I'm going to change it again. Looks like I went a bit off the screen. Okay, jackielou.com and ls, and there we go. I have, sorry, wrong command. Git config dot -- list. Okay, and there you go. You can see my name is configured just like that. So yeah, once you have that, you're good to go in setting up your Git. Okay, and then, so now we'll head to the next part in setting up your GitHub. Okay, so now that we have our Git added, right? Now we're gonna be you can follow along if you want, but I'm just gonna be showing like just a watching part, and then after we have a hands-on part. But anyways, so if you want to add a repo to a remote repository, right, or even just making commit, you can follow these steps. So here I have provided is sorry, I'll close these, is a cheat sheet for you guys to use. I made this using Markdown, so you can just see it directly onto here. But it's also, this was made by GitHub Education, so yeah, credits to them for that. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to go through the complete steps as to how to, putting this onto a Git commit and putting it onto GitHub. So first and foremost, okay, so firstly, I'm going to connect the current directory that I'm working on into my terminal. So because I'm working on Windows subsystems, it might be a little different just because how the drives are mounted. So I'm just going to need a little help from VS Code, which actually set up for me. So I can do something like pwd, and it'll give me the direct directory of where I'm working on. But if you're working on, let me just cd into here. But yeah, if you're working on like your own system, like for example, like Windows, you can just connect it off of, say for example, if I have my side projects, right? Say I wanted to connect my entire side projects folder. I can do something like, hold on, let me switch to my Windows PowerShell. I can do something like this. I can cd into my projects here very smoothly, which it doesn't apply the same to here because the mounting system is different from this Ubuntu dual system. By the way, one thing to note is if CD stands for choose directory, this is just a short form. That's how you navigate through the terminal. Yeah, it may be scary because you don't have like a fancy GUI or GUI, aka the interface. But yeah, you'll get used to the terminal once you keep, I guess, working with projects like these. All right, so yeah, so now that I'm in the correct directory, right? I'm going to set up the Git. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to git init. Okay. Okay, looks like. Okay, so yeah, it just gave me a few warnings that what's it called? I'm on master. Actually, I forgot to do this one line before starting, but I recommend that you do this configuration. This is really helpful because everything on GitHub is on main, but if you're on a different system like a Bitbucket, it's like master. So I recommend using this command to change the default branch naming, because right now when I do git branch, oh wait, I actually haven't made a branch yet, but when you create a branch, it'd be defaulted to call like master or main, just like how it says here actually. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, let's just get towards adding my cheat sheet into the Git. So as you see now, VS Code is quite helpful with this. It actually gives you a kind of like a warning, or not warning, a suggester of like the Git file history of your project. So here my file became green, meaning that it needs to be added, right? Because I haven't added to my Git commit or my Git. So think of it again, like the little parcels that I have here. So my little packages of changes. And also, if you're in VS Code, I highly recommend using the source control extension. That will really help with, I guess, like making commit messages if you're not too familiar with the command line. But again, as a junior developer or someone that's trying to get into development, I highly recommend just sticking onto the command line to practice. All right, so yeah, so now that I have my branch set, now that I have my Git initialized, right? Now I need to add my Git, right? So now I'm putting it into the parcel, right? And then now I added my, I guess my goods into the parcel. I'm going to do git commit -m and upload cheat sheet. So to break it down, I have git, which stands for the git tool that we're using, and then I have commit, which is a kind of like, imagine like you're taping up the parcel, right? So once you put everything inside the box, you tape up the box and have it ready to be sent. And then -m is a flag that stands for message, and then followed by a quotation of upload cheat sheet. I think if you do git commit -h, okay, yeah, commit has a bunch of flags you can add up to it. Honestly, I probably never even used like 90% of them. I just typically just stick to git commit -m and then whatever I need to add. And then I believe if you just do like git commit, you might end up being put into like a little funky system. Let me see if I can. Actually, I'll do that after. But yeah. So okay, so now that I have my git set up, right, I can now try to push it up onto GitHub. Okay, so I'm gonna add a remote origin. Okay, so I have GitHub workshop. I'm gonna copy this, and then let's see. Okay, and then I'm gonna use my terminal here, and I do git. Sorry, I forgot. Git remote add. Okay, git remote add origin -u. Wait, no, that's the wrong tag. Yeah, I added the wrong tag. Git add remote origin, and then followed by the link that I had here. And also, by the way, I think if you right click, it should paste in wherever you have copied. And I hit enter, and then I can see my remotes. Nice. Okay, I have origin. Okay, and then now I am going to try to push it up upstream. Okay, hopefully. Oh yeah, also sometimes before you push things upstream, you might need to pull. So I'm gonna do git pull. Okay. Looks like there is no tracking information for the current branch. Please specify which branch you want to merge into. Okay, so I think I want to do git pull origin master, looks like, or maybe main. Okay. You have branches, so you can do so by running on the commands. Please config to set default preference. Okay, so it looks like I have a bit of a issue here because this is actually a old branch from the earlier tutorial. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like I came into a merge conflict. And I think I can just do this, git config pull rebase. Okay, and then I think if I pull again, okay, unrelated histories. Okay, so it looks like I have a bit of an issue. Okay, no worries. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to pull with merge with unrelated histories. Okay, so yeah, here it brings me here. I can just say cheat sheet upload. Also, this is what it looks like if you don't use the -m tag when you're making a commit. Because enter and then save. Oh, yes, merge message. Okay. Yeah, so typically when you're merging or when you're making a push onto GitHub, you shouldn't get that. I think later on the follow along, you'll see like a more easier, simple process. But let's see if this got pushed up here. Okay, looks like it's still, okay. Looks like we did not push it in yet. Okay, let's see if we pull. Okay, now we can make a push. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we successfully pulled here. And let me double check my terminal here, or sorry, my VS Code here. Okay, looks like my files are intact. Okay, so okay, so yeah, once we got through all of that merge conflicts, right, we can finally successfully push into GitHub. So again, typically when you're working with, sorry, typed the wrong thing. So typically when you're working with pushing and pulling, it shouldn't be that difficult. Just because I had like a previous file here, the two git messages were conflicting and made it a push error. Looks like I have typed the wrong thing. Git push. Oh, I don't think I need a U flag. Git push origin. Okay, it does not. Okay, let's see what we did here. Okay, I think I need to do git add perhaps, and then git commit -m, and then upload cheat sheet. Okay, it looks like we're good. Let me double check the git branch. Okay, we're on master. Okay, so we're on git master. Okay, so it looks like we need to git branch -m main. Okay, so I just renamed the branch, and then I think if I do git branch now, yeah, okay, now we have main, and then now I can push onto the GitHub. Okay, nice. And okay, looks like it's asking for my name. Okay, and then here's the difficult part. Okay, I should put a timestamp here. Okay, so yeah, if you're part of the in-person tutorial, you saw that I was having trouble connecting onto the GitHub, right? So what we can do is that we can, first and foremost, I'd actually type in this command here, git config credential helper, but I'll get to that in a second. But before we do that, I'm going to need to get a login key. And so sorry that the tutorial is kind of all over the place, but GitHub recently made a silly update where you have to use 2FA. Just like similar how we have our, like whenever we log into like Student Center or whatever, we have the like 2FA system. So yeah, you're gonna need a 2FA system on your phone, and you're going to need to generate a new token. And you can do this by going to github.com/settings/tokens. This will also be in the link below. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm just going to call this GitHub WSL. I'm going to put no expiration date. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be the password when we log in, because as you can tell right now, if I put in my actual password, it's going to say like I need like password removed, right? So actually, just because I canceled it out, let me use this. So when I put this line of code, this command, basically what this does is it saves your login, so you don't need to re-log in again. Okay, anyways, so let me just make a push again. So it prompts for my login, and I'm gonna put my username, and then I'm gonna come to here, right, my token, and I'm just gonna put in all the permissions here. I'm not sure if you have to put in all the permissions, but because this is like going to be my main working terminal, I'm just gonna have it included. Okay, and then I'm gonna do generate token, and then I'm gonna blur this out probably in the video. I'm just gonna copy that, and then I'm gonna paste it by right-clicking, or paste it how you normally do, and then okay, look, it looks like we successfully pushed it onto GitHub. So yeah, so then I can just refresh here, and okay, there you go. Yeah, we successfully have added it here. So yeah, that was just basically the login and the git and commit push process. And then I can go back on GitHub and I can look at my pushes. So here I have delete cheat sheet, ready cheat sheet, upload, and then merge. So that was the whole little mumbo jumbo I had there. But yeah, now everything should be pretty linear when I upload things. So yeah, so that's pretty much the basic premise of how you upload. And actually, I'm gonna do one more example. I'm actually create a new branch, and I'm gonna call it Jackie. So I'm gonna show an example of how you would use GitHub when you're working with a team. So I'm gonna have branch Jackie, and then I have a new branch. I'm gonna call it teammate. Create new branch. Right. Okay. So now I have Jackie, and I also have teammate. Right. So then now when I go onto GitHub, into my terminal, right, my working space, say I make like a file called hello.txt. Actually, before that, let me just do that, hello.txt. So now that I create hello.txt, you can see in my working space I have hello.txt, and it's green, right? So that means it's not added into my any gits at all. But to do that, so if I wanted to switch into a branch, right? So say I do git checkout -b Jackie, and also what I just did here is the branch switching the branch switching command. So let me see if I can find it here. I do the Control F. Do I check up here? Oh yeah, check out. Yeah, switch to another branch. So yeah, now that I switched to another branch, I also created it and switched it into and named it Jackie. And this -b tag is just a tag to help me make a new branch. Because previously I only had main, right, as you can see here, and now I do git status. Oops, not wrong one. Git branch, I believe. Yeah, so now I have Jackie and main, and so right now, when I switched, so when I do git checkout into main, aka switch into main, you can also see that I still have hello here, right? So it's available in both branches, and that's because it's not added into a git yet. So now I can do a better description and switch into Jackie and show what it'll look like when I'm working with different branches. So when I do git add, right, I'm going to be adding hello.txt into Jackie, right? And I'm going to commit. I'm going to add hello, right? And then now that I added hello, okay, it should still be there, right? But when I do, oh, looks like my CLI is frozen. Okay, so when I do git checkout main, so when I switch back to main, notice that hello.txt is gone. Yeah, that's because hello now only exists in the Jackie branch. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This is especially important when you're working on like different versions of code, or even working with your teammates, or experimenting, just to keep things hidden away from the main. And I highly recommend that you develop away from the main, just so yeah, it doesn't have a catastrophe and then you break all your code. Okay, so yeah, now I have branch Jackie, and I can also show another example of how I push it onto my remote stream, onto Jackie. So now I do git remote push, let's see, origin, and then I can just do Jackie. I think I missed a U. Oh no, it looks like I'm good. Yeah, so I can git push origin Jackie, and yeah, right now when I refresh my branches, I can see that Jackie made an upload. Sorry, the branch Jackie made an upload, and I have hello.txt. And if I go into the main here, right? Yeah, oh sorry, this is branch Jackie. So when I go into main, right? Yeah, it only has hello. And then yeah, and then I'm gonna show another bonus thing, and I do a pull request, right? Essentially, what a pull request does is you're pulling all your code from another branch into the main branch. So I'm just gonna press hello. I recommend putting a description here. It's like temporary add of hello, and I'm gonna create pull, right? And then I successfully added it, so I can merge pull and confirm the pull and confirm the merge. And the reason why there's another step here is because the system was making sure that this wouldn't have broke the code. Yeah, so then now I have officially added hello.txt from Jackie into main. And then so now when you look onto my my working directory here, so let me do git checkout main, you notice it's not going to be there. And that's because we need to do git pull. So just like as the message here says, you need to git pull. And okay, and now I have hello.txt. But say I don't want hello.txt, so I can just do a git, sorry, not git. I can do rm hello.txt. Okay, yeah, so I deleted txt. This is the same as like right-clicking and deleting it, but I'm just doing it on the terminal. So I did rm hello.txt, and then I'm going to do git add, and then git commit, and remove hello.txt. Sorry, I typed that wrong. It should be remove. Let me see if I can change the message. Oh, you know what? It's okay. Okay, so yeah, I typed that wrong. Actually, okay, wait. So okay, here's an example of how to remove a git commit. Yeah, okay, so here's an example. So I can do git log, and okay, it looks like, okay, I have a log of all of the, yeah, all of everything that I have done here, right? And also, by the way, that's what we did at the beginning, right? We set up the name in the email. Okay, so I have git log, and then, okay, so yeah, right now I hit enter. I'm actually like scrolling down, right? So to actually exit out of this, you type WQ. I can show that again. I don't think it will show. Um, so you have to, it's just there. It's kind of invisible text. So you just hit WQ. Okay, so which means right quit, I believe. Okay, anyways, now, so now that we saw like the logs, right? I can see that I can actually push back, or I can actually remove my commit by doing git reset, and then let's see what that did. Git log. Okay, yeah, so I still have remote, so looks like that did not do the trick. I think we can do git reset head one. Okay, there you go. Git commit head one. Okay, so sorry. Sorry I had a cut there. So yeah, what I did was I git logged, and then I looked for the hash of what I wanted to revert to, and then I reverted it. Yeah, so I reverted it back. See, where did I revert it? Yeah, so actually, yeah, what I did first was right. Yeah, I did head one, right? And then I ended up deleting it, right? So then what I did was I git restore hello.txt. Yeah, so yeah, Git can be confusing sometimes. But yeah, here I'm just part of the tutorial. I'm just going through like an in-depth of example of like what it may be like. But yeah, so now I can just do git add git commit dash m, or actually even let me do remove hello.txt. Okay, and then I can do git add dot git commit remove hello.txt. Okay, there we go. And then I can do git push origin main. Okay, so then now when I refresh onto my GitHub workshop, there you go. Okay, I only have main. And then again, I have a bunch of these random branches, but I can just leave them in. Okay. So then now that I successfully added that, right? It's time to get to your guys' turn. So the follow along. So yeah, I'm just gonna make a. So I'm just gonna open up my terminal again, and I'm actually gonna clear it. Okay, and then I'm gonna make a new directory. Yeah. Okay, so before I do anything, and so I'm gonna clone. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to clone the what's it called? The cheat sheet, so you guys can also have access to it, right? So before I do that, I'm gonna make a new directory. I'm just gonna do mdr. This is the same for both Windows and Mac. Make directory. Let's call it Wits Workshop. Okay, nice. And then I'm gonna do. Yeah, let's go. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Okay. What I want to do is copy this. So git clone Jackie GitHub Workshop. Oh, oops, sorry. I also one thing. Once you created the directory, you need to cd into it. So choose directory. Okay, and then there you go. We can git clone, cloning into it, and then I was gonna do. Does that work? Okay, so okay, now that I have this loaded, okay, so we successfully cloned it. Yay, good job. You cloned your first Git repo. Okay, so now that we clone it, everything is actually stored in the folder GH Workshop. So we're gonna have to cd into it. So cd GitHub Workshop, and again, cd stands for choose directory. Okay, now we are in the directory, right? And then now what I want to do is I actually want to remove the so git remote. Yeah, so right now I actually want to remove origin, right? Because that's what I currently have, and it's linked to my repo, right? because later we want to actually have the repo linked to our own. Okay, wait, looks like that was not it. Okay, so now, actually, sorry, that's the wrong command. It's like git remote remove origin. Okay, and then now I do git remote. Okay, there we go, now it's gone. Sorry, that was the wrong command. That was the old command. All right, it's git remove. Okay, and now we can finally get to focusing on adding our own repo. Okay, so to add our repo, we're just gonna go into GitHub, and I'm just gonna create a new, and I'm just gonna call it Wits Workshop, and yeah, create new repo. There's a bunch of settings where you can make it private and everything, but I'm just gonna keep it as my own here. Okay, so so here whenever you make a repo on GitHub, they provide the steps to helping you. So yeah, I'm just gonna take advantage of that and let it help me. So I'm going to open my terminal again, right? And then I'm gonna initialize the Git, and I believe it's already initialized. Okay, yeah, so I need to, okay, so it was initialized, but now we need to re-initialize it, right? And then we can ignore these two, we can ignore this step, and we can just do git add dot. And remember, git add dot, what it stands for is adding your code into the cardboard box. So think of an analogy, and dot stands for everything. And then we can do git commit -m followed by the message. So I'm just going to do upload my own cheat sheet. Okay, nothing to commit. Okay, maybe let's actually add some changes to that. Let's put our names on here. So I put Jackie. And I'm going to save it, right? And then now I'm going to do git add. And then I'm just going to up arrow again to get the same message. And okay, there we go. And then I have my own changes. Okay, so now that I have that successfully created, I can double check what branch I am. So I can do git branch. Again, if you did not change the default branch, you might need to do this command, which is git branch -m main, right? And then now we can add our remote origin. Nice, and then we can finally push. And then, okay, now it's going to make you log in. Okay, so again, if you haven't seen the first part of the earlier part, I'm just going to repeat this step, but I'm going to try to log in. And because of GitHub's silly 2FA update, right, you're going to need to generate tokens. So I'm going to do with tutorial and no expiration. And I'm just going to add these. Add these. Okay. Generate token. Okay, beauty. And then I can copy that. But actually, wait, before I do that, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to borrow this line. This should, oh, sorry, not this line, this line. This should set up the credentials. Actually, I'm going to make it global, --global, so we don't need to sign in again. Okay, and then now I'm going to try pushing again. And then, oh, there you go. Yeah, because I set up earlier, I just use my global credentials. But yeah, if you want to use a, sorry, if you want to set it up again yourself, let me actually help that. Just do that for you guys here. Global. Okay, yeah, so this, whenever you log in the first time, I think it should save it in. Okay, and then now, finally, we have successfully added the cheat sheet. Sorry, that's the wrong one. We have added the cheat sheet. And there you go. Yeah, we just successfully added the Wits Workshop cheat sheet. And actually, I think if you look here, yeah, it was able to take in some of the Git commits that I had previously on the other repo. Again, if you don't want to like do the git clone process, or you don't want to like copy or have like the trailing git commits, another method you could actually do is just like download my file off of here, and yeah, you can just download it and upload it and do the whole git init and git add type of thing that we just did. Okay, yeah, sorry this tutorial was all over the place. Yeah, and that was basically essentially the main part of how to do, um, I guess Git cloning, as well as the branching that I showed earlier here. Um, Actually, the next part I want to show you guys is to create a git ignore file. So this is really important when you're working with like environmental keys. Um, and so with the environmental keys, you don't want them uploaded, right? Because it's basically like a password to using like APIs or anything like private, right? And to do that, we can do something like this. We can do create a file, or even actually let's do it all in the terminal. Why not? Let's do touch dot git ignore, and what that does is it created a file to that will ignore whatever files you want it to say, or like whatever you want to not share, right? So say like I have like a .env file, right? And it's like password equals width is cool, right? And I don't want to show this password off to anyone, right? So what I can do is do a .env inside git ignore, and it'll ignore every file that has the env. And if you want to like add more files to ignore, it uses regex. So you can just like do any expression like star, I don't know, like star A or something like that. Sorry, I don't know regex off the top of my head, but you can like use it to ignore entire file. And if you want to add something, you just add it for each line here. But just for this example, I'm going to use env. And then to show that this works, I'm also just going to do a hello.txt, right? Yeah, do hello.txt, and then it's going to do a git add, right? And then git commit -m added hello. Okay, and then do git push origin main. Okay, and then you can see, hopefully that I did this correctly. I should get hello. Oh wait, that's not good. Sorry, that should have been, oops, that should have been ignored. Okay, let's see. Oh no, that's correct. Sorry. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, the env didn't get pushed, as you can see here, right? The ignore file did get pushed, which is why it has that. Sorry, for a second I thought that was the env file. And also, I made a mistake here as well. So yeah, notice that hello.txt is actually not in the same folder as a GH workshop. So that's why when I pushed it up, it didn't add it. So actually, let's do that right now and add it on. So git add, and then git commit -m added hello.txt, and then we can do git push origin main. Okay, and we should have successfully added hello.txt, and there you go. Okay, right. Yeah, so pretty much that's like the essentials to Git. I think the last 10-ish minutes is like the follow along, so I hope that made sense to you guys. Um, yeah, I do have these other slides here, like the Git merge. Yeah, that's why I covered in the first part here when I was trying to push the initial, the initial cheat sheet. Okay, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. Yeah, feel free to check out any other YouTube videos as to how to use Git. Yeah, and oh yeah, also one thing I want to shout out is the student developer pack. This is one of the most helpful things I've used so far, and basically what it gives you is Copilot. And if you don't know what Copilot is, it's basically like a ChatGPT built into your VS Code if you use VS Code. So like for example, if I write like a Python script, like a hello.py, okay, yeah, so if I open this on local, I have all my extensions here. Yeah, it's like just ChatGPT. Oh shoot, it didn't log. Oh, I'm not logged in. But yeah, basically it just lets you built into there. But yeah, then there's also the career readiness in the other development courses, which are really great. So yeah, they have a bunch of really cool free stuff. Just check it out and see what you want to use off of there, and take advantage of it. It's completely free as a student. And then there's also GitHub Desktop, which I also would recommend. I don't know if I'm signed out of this right now, but basically it also is very similar to the source control here, where you can just like easily commit and add things. Like for example, I can do. Let me switch my VS Code. Yeah, is this the right one? No, that's not the right one. Oh no, that was the right one. Okay, I can do like add hello pi, right? I can do commit. Do no stages came. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That just all it did is it. I believe it should push upstream. Oh yeah, sync changes. Yes. Okay, so I just added this file and it just did all like the hard stuff that we did on terminal. But again, I really highly recommend that you do not use that as often, because as a, I guess, a growing developer, it's really important to get these foundations down. Like even as myself, I've been working on this for a while and I don't even have it all down. So yeah, it's very important to practice, practice, practice. Anyways, if you run into any issues, please message me on Discord, Ape Together Strong. I'll try to help you out. And yeah. Well, let me also include that GitHub Desktop and GitHub on VS Code. Actually, I think it's called Git on VS Code. Check everything out, and if you want to see a color version of the GitHub cheat sheet, you can check it out here. Anyways, thanks so much for joining my call, or joining this tutorial, and I hope it better help you understood how Git and GitHub worked. But yeah.